Good morning mga ka-eduk! I'm Lalena Spiras and you're here at PHED Podcast, the show that will impart some knowledge for you, for me, and for everybody. Today's episode, we will talk about sports, specifically volleyball and softball, the history of the sports, how it came in the Philippines, and the status of the sport, and many more. So what are you waiting for? Ready your ears and let's start. So our first topic is volleyball. Did you know that in 1895, volleyball was invented by William C. Morgan, a YMCA director in Holyoke, Massachusetts, which he initially called Mintonet. So basically, hindi talaga siya tinatawag na volleyball. It was called Mintonet. And the objectives of the game is to provide an indoor game to be played during the cold winters in the northeast states of the country. However, in 1896, the name was changed by Alfred Halstead, who after viewing the game felt volleyball would be a more suitable name due to the volleying characteristics of the play. Did you know, guys, that Filipinos has a big contributions to the sport volleyball? They contributed the set and spike in the game. And also, the Japanese added the sport to the Olympic Games in 1964. The game was introduced to the Philippines in 1910 by the physical director of the YMCA, Elwood S. Brown. It is one of the popular and one of the fastest growing sports among young Filipino students. Interscholastic volleyball has become popular sport for both male and female in the country. The existence of Shakespeare League, an open conference volleyball tournament, proves to its popularity in the amateur league. Volleyball is also played in the PNVF or Philippine National Volleyball Federation, NCAA or the National Collegiate Athletic Association, and UAAP or the Athletic Association of the Philippines. Sadly, though it is popular, we only rank 120. Punta naman tayo sa mga notable players sa volleyball dito sa Pilipinas. We have Alyssa Caimo Valdez. She is awarded as Best Attacker. She currently plays for the Creamline Cool Smashers. She was a member of the Collegiate Varsity Women's Volleyball team of Ateneo de Manila University in both indoor and beach volleyball. We also have Denise Michelle Lazaro, awarded as Best Receiver, and many more. Alam nyo ba guys that before, the objective of the game is to play indoor and tuwing cold winter lang. However, dahil sa fast growing nito, pwede na siyang laruin at the beach. Okay? So, napakaganda because we were able to play the game kahit saan man tayo, even though sa field or sa beach. So, bilang estudyante, how we can promote this sport? Siyempre, we know naman na hindi lahat ng tao is alam ang volleyball. However, with this kind of platforms, we are able to promote the sports. And actually, hindi lang dito we can introduce the game simply by playing it in our houses, sa harap ng bahay natin, or sa mga malapit lang. Or another is by posting about it, and many more, mga ka-edu. So yun nga no, after volleyball, we're going to softball naman. So, softball began in 1887 when George Hancock, a reporter for the Chicago Board of Trade, invented indoor baseball. By the spring of 1888, the game had spread outdoors. It was originally called either mush ball, kitten ball, or indoor baseball. But by the 1920s, it had acquired the name of softball. The sport became organized in the United States in 1933 with the formation of the Amateur Softball Association of America or ASA. The sport was originally played by men and did not become popular with women until the formation of the ASA. Softball spread slowly in the rest of the world, with perhaps its biggest push coming from American servicemen playing and teaching the game on the far-flung fields of World War II. It was not until 1965 that the International Softball Federation was formed. Author Karen Christensen in Encyclopedia of World Sport notes that the softball spread to the United Kingdom because of an American movie. The movie, A Touch of Glass, was filmed in London and featured a softball game which began to be played in England as a result. In fact, the most dominant Philippine team in the SEA Games are the Blue Girls, our national women's softball team. They have won the gold medal in each of the 9 SEA Games where there has been a women's softball tournament. Having dominated the region, the team has even made impressive runs in world-class softball tournaments. The Blue Girls have victories against the top world teams like Canada, Australia, Mexico, China, and Chinese Taipei under their belt. Ranked number 13 in the world, the Blue Girls qualified for the 2018 Women's World Softball Championship in Japan, where they scored victories over South Africa and Netherlands. However, despite all the success, softball remains relatively unnoticed in the Philippines, where much of the focus of funds are on mainstream televised sports like basketball and volleyball. An interview of the coach of the Blue Girls, sabi niya, "Syempre sa akin, masakit na perennial winner ka. We always get the gold pero ang nakukuha mong support is not that enough." Yun nga, that is one of the hurtful scene. You are played in the world-class tournament. However, softball wasn't that noticed in the Philippines. Yun nga, tama si coach. And maybe the other reason is this, there is a lack of space. Syempre kasi ang softball is kailangan maluwang ang field, because if you are going to play softball, you need a wider space to play it well. Syempre kung masikip, you cannot play naman kasi marami kasi yung players ng softball so we need talaga ng malaking space. So as a student, a way to promote this game is via this platform and sharing sa mga friends or sa FB friends mo how softball is a good game. With that, thank you mga ka-eduk sa pakikinig, and I hope I have impart some knowledge to you. And see you to my next episode. Goodbye.